my friends, my families, my close friends from the RFL. Welcome to another and the final episode of this season 6, the final countdown of the RFL Unnamed Podcast TBD show. Fucking hell, Tiger! Tiger?
I'm sorry, there's no sound. I'm sorry.
No, there is sound. If you open your ears, there's a sound. Open your ears.
I hear it.
Sorry.
Well, let's try the intro again. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the RFL, my friends, families, everybody who I fucking know who's watching the stream right now. Welcome to episode 6, the final episode of this season. After the return of the RFL 2 months ago, no one knew this episode would last this long. Nobody knew RFL would last this long, but we have lasted this long. So, let's get right into the introductions of each and every member who will be participating here tonight. First of all, I'd like to introduce the one making his debut to the show, the owner of the 49ers, who requested me to play this gay-ass song. It is Tiger I6904, the owner of Lava King 69ers. It's that is the gay ass song. He's doing some gang signs. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. I don't know. Tiger, any words? First time on the show after 6 episodes.
An N-word pass. Oh, is that what you said?
I'm
sorry, chat.
Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Okay, fuck it. Okay, alright, moving on. Alright, next up we have the owner of the... Do you mind if I call the team YMCA or How Many Brewers for out of respect?
It's your show, brother. You go ahead.
The YMCA, the village people. It's, where's your thing? Oh, yeah. Matthew Metzger, hailing from New York City, originally from Kansas, now the owner of Harmony YMCA. Whether or not if he'll actually get a team next season, that's up for debate. We'll be talking about it. Sirsemperfi, how are you doing? How we doing?
Oh, doing well, thanks.
You know, like, this is your third time on the show again. We're looking smart, looking clean again. What are you eating right now?
Some oatmeal.
Can you show us your muscles, your gains you've been making so far?
Wait, can you do that? Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I think you let out a little fart. Alright, fuck it. Alright, now moving on. Alright, we have motherfucking, where is the gas song? Alright. The man who gets into fights with everybody. He's apparently had 5 or 6 different fights in this league so far with me, Pill, etc. Up and coming player, Olaf. Alright, and finally,
What up, baby?
and finally, my co-host, it is none other than, who's been here with me for the last 5 episodes, it's none other than, Badiak! Round of applause!
Did you almost just say Britney Spears?
No, I said Badiak. Badiak, how are you doing, Badiak? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'm doing good, not working on my other podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of broke my heart you went to the new podcast, but it's fine, Badiak, you know, you gotta let birds be free, right? You can't...
Yeah, we're back for this episode only.
Right, but it's been a while, you know, two weeks, right, since the last episode. It's been a while. People have been waiting for this for a long time, but here we are, finally. So, Badiak, you lost last week's game. You played quarterback through an interception. How could you do that?
It was an unfortunate shot call there that I really messed up on, and
it is what it is, right?
That's the game.
I mean, you know, I respect you, Badiak, because you've always been the kind of person who can own up to your mistakes. I respect you for that, Badiak. Always have.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's let's dive right into the first game. Varrock against Port Kazart. Varrock, unfortunate loss. A really unfortunate loss. They were on a 2-game win streak, but they lost it. Why did they lose it? Tiger, why the fuck did they lose?
Why the fuck did they lose?
Yeah, why the fuck did they lose?
Okay, I'm pretty sure they lost the coin toss. That doesn't help.
Nope.
No, that doesn't help at all. I think I repped the game, so
Yeah,
I
did
did say I think XPs were a killer. I'm pretty sure them over once. It was same old from Badiak. Sharna's pretty much carried the entire game. I don't really know. It was I think it was a pretty high scoring game at the first half.
Yeah.
And then the second, it was really more defensive stops on the side. So I just think it was a close game, but you know, I think just Warlords were just wanting to get that first seed.
It feels like
momentum going into the United Bowl.
if I remember correctly, Mr. Tiger, when I did watch the game, Varrock was actually like Portcaster seemed like they were winning throughout the whole game, right? Did Varrock get the lead at any point in the game?
I don't know, honestly. I don't really remember. If they did, it was at the beginning of the game, not toward the end of the game. So,
well,
I mean, it was close, but you know,
no cigar.
it's not close enough.
No cigar. No, exactly.
Right.
Who was the referees of that game alongside with you, Tiger?
Oh, that was Boone, right?
Boone and
Me, Boone, and who was the cam? I think no, I wasn't Burrow. I think it might have been. I don't really remember. Somebody was a camera.
I think it was me, Tiger.
No, it was you, sirs. Yeah, it was sirs.
Sirs. What did you think about the game?
Well, I saw it, and I didn't like what I saw.
Oh, you didn't.
No.
Why? Why not?
Well, I've been warned to watch out for Port Khazard's calling the play before the referee does. That tends to really negatively favor them. I don't know. I don't know. I had to review quite a few plays, probably more plays than I had ever had to review as a ref before. Which makes sense though. It's one of the last games.
It's one of the last games, right? A lot of pressure.
Appreciate it perfectly.
Of
yeah,
course.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Well, you know, one thing I have to say is like Portcaster, I gotta give it to them because I think they're the only team right now in the league with the most, like, I'd say they have the most chemistry out of every team in the league right now. Like, their team complements each player so well. For example, right, every single team, if you look at it, there are some players who are underperforming, there are some players who are not performing so well. But when you look at the Khazards, every single player seems to be doing well. There isn't a single player in Khazar which I can pick out and say they're doing bad. Because they all know their place in the team. They're playing very well. They complement each other very well. Dark is doing really well QB. I'd say Dark is an A-star quarterback right now. What do you think, Olaf?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's not forced to run.
Right.
Well, even if he did.
Hold on, Olaf. Are you trying to talk shit?
I mean, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying there's better runners in the league than Leo.
Sure.
Whoa! Oh, Badiak knows what's going on. Oh shit. Olaf, why are you talking shit?
I'm not.
Okay, fair enough. He's not. All right, let's
Even
not.
Leo knows that he's not the best runner.
Okay.
Even Leo said that. Like,
All right.
Okay, honestly though, Leo had some pretty clutch runs during the
He had
game.
some
I
good
can
runs,
recall
right?
2
True.
runs where he ran
True.
and scored a touchdown. So
He did.
I mean, he would. I think he would say this himself. He'd much rather prefer throwing to people as opposed to running.
I think even Badiak said. Badiak said that he saw the legs on Leo and was like, "Hey, I gotta give it a shot myself." And I think Badiak had a good few runs as well.
Badiak is it? Well, we'll get to Badiak's play in a second.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I got overexcited.
Right. Don't worry, Badiak. We'll get to your gameplay in just a minute. Well, actually, let's do it right now. So that's enough of Varrock versus Khazar. Now let's get into. Sorry.
I have to give credit to somebody.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Tiger. Go ahead.
Shardos. I have to give credit to Shardos for a great season.
Round of applause.
He really carried that team. And had somebody stepped up during the last game, I think they would have probably won that game.
You know, I agree. Joey got another double ball penalty. It really brought the team.
Well, it's you're gonna have one of them each game. So sorry, but you just gotta overcome that. And
It's just
I think
a part
Joey
of
played a pretty decent game on offense. He had like 3 touchdowns, so that's not bad. Yeah, so
He's definitely
as long as he knows.
Game 1.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep it on offense. Don't let him snap the ball, but like he needs practice.
Don't let him have any balls.
No, yeah, I think that's what they did. They no, that's what they did. They took the balls away from Joey, is what I heard.
That's what I heard
before the game.
I mean, I would take the balls away from Joey.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Fuck you. All right. Moving on. All right. So the second game of the week, it was against the Harmony YMCA. Just like in the position Vark were in, it was the YMCA's chance of redemption. After going 2 losses in a row, it was a do or die game for YMCA. If YMCA wins this game, they can go to a tiebreaker with, well, either Lava Cage or a 3-way tie, which Vark didn't make it, so it was a 2-way tie. And, well, unfortunately, YMCA went in, and with Badiak as the quarterback, they played against Lava Kench, and from what it sounds like, they did not have a good game. Badiak and his team of misfits, the YMCA, did not have a good game at all. Badiak, you threw an interception, which is the first and only interception of this season.
To Dench.
It was a bad idea. It was a bad idea.
Well, Badiak, like, if you had to comment on your team's performances apart from yourself, what would you say?
They done fucked up.
Sirs, you're the owner of the team. In your eyes, how did you feel about this game?
Couldn't have said it better, Badiak. We did done fuck up.
Yeah.
Sirs.
It was unfortunate though.
It was unfortunate.
Next season.
Yeah, next season. I like that. Yeah.
Always next season. Oh wait, are you saying Badiak's gonna be signing again to the YMCA next season? Hold on a second.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm optimistic in Chadiak.
I mean, y'all can do it without me.
Okay, that's a lot of speculations here going on, a lot of rumors. I like that. So, sirs, if there was one thing, if you could go back in time, if you could change one thing about the way you guys played, what would you change?
I wouldn't change a thing.
So you would lose again.
I know what I would change. I know what I would change, and that's Badiak being the quarterback. as much as I like Badiak, I think Tilt should have been the quarterback, especially in that game. I don't know what happened within the team, but he definitely should have been quarterbacking for a play-in game to make it to the UB. And then if you go from the UB, you just go in from there. But at the beginning of the season, this Harmony had was because
quarterback.
Yeah, that's why they lost.
Sirs, can I ask you why you switched Badiak into the quarterback since like 2-3 weeks ago, and got?
I am curious.
Yeah, like how come Till is not the quarterback anymore of your team? Because he's by far, I'd say, like the main. He was the main quarterback when you guys were on your win streak. No.
He was. Yes.
What was the sudden switch up?
Yeah.
You know, I think I'd rather not say.
Did he not?
Well,
you see Till being like that, you know. He just wanted to not just be kind of a role player. But that's me looking at him from the outside. But
I mean, okay, well, I want to get Olaf's perspective on this, because Olaf, you were right in the middle of the YMCA team. You were playing every single game. You had your own. Well, there's been a lot of like rumors going around the RFL. You had like your own piece of drama in your team between Till, Badiak, and all these players. Olaf, how did you see the game from your perspective, huh?
Game?
Yes, the last game.
Game 5.
I knew that Badiak was going to be QBing, and I didn't have a problem with it.
Before we continue,
but I was
Olaf.
a little worried about another disaster happening. The last time he.
And as on the opponent of you guys, we were actually kind of happy that Badiak was quarterbacking. Phil would have been quarterbacking. We'd have been, a little bit more stressed out. I guess not stressed out.
I mean, he hasn't wanted to play quarterback ever since he had that problem with me.
So,
yeah.
I mean, okay, so was he like? So it was Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was Tell's decision to not quarterback. But why not, though? I don't understand. Like, Tell should have quarterbacked. If I was the owner of that team, I'd be like, Tell, you gotta play quarterback. You are the reason we went 3... You guys were 3-0 at the start, right?
They were 2-0 at the start.
2-0, sorry, yeah, 2-0. Like, Tell, you were 2-0. You cannot, like, not play quarterback. You have to play quarterback for us. Right? But... it doesn't sound like it went that way.
So...
No, it didn't.
No, I understand. Like, so you could tell the success that Harmony had was because of Tilt at the beginning of the season, and then they kind of dropped off. I would have given Badiak a chance if Tilt was like, I don't want a quarterback. I would have given Badiak a chance or two to prove himself as quarterback. But when you start losing consecutive games, you're like, okay, maybe we should switch things up. Maybe we should have, really talk to Tilt about it and ask him to be the quarterback and be like, hey, man, you're really good, and, what we said about you and maybe things that are true or aren't true, let's just move past that and let you be the quarterback so you can be the MVP. Because he was at the first two games, he was definitely the MVP of the season so far, I would think. Besides Sharnos, but Sharnos was losing games.
It was him, Sharnos.
It was definitely Tilt and Ditro, and
yeah, for sure.
But now
And that's the only MVP race that was like talked about was Ditro, Sharnos, Tilt.
Well,
yeah.
And then it just kind of went AWOL, and it just turned into like Sharnos and Ditro.
Well, the MVP race has definitely changed for a lot. It has changed a lot. For example, I think Tell is definitely out of it, but at the same time, Dark is now introduced into the MVP list.
Yeah.
Right, Dark is definitely one of the contenders for the MVP.
And I also remember Sirs quarterbacking a game, which is fine by me. But if it's not turning out well, I would try to substitute yourself in. I think what you did, I don't really recall you doing that, but I think you might have. So. I really don't know what to say about that. But let's talk about my team.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to my team yet.
Right, sorry, my bad, Mr. Tiger.
United Bowl. I'm sorry. This isn't the Harmony show here.
Tiger, first of all, congratulations on making the United Bowl. You 100%, you 100% deserve it. You beat the fuck out of Badiak and his team, and you Detroit Tiger and you Detroit Dench and Luke, and Caleb, and Spoder Juan, a very solid team. You guys had like your slumps throughout the season. You got your highs, but at the end, you clinched through and you made it. You won the games when it mattered, right? You won it, and you're deservedly in the finals now. Yep. But Tiger, I have to ask you, you're playing against Port Khazard. Unfortunately, none of Port Khazard's players are on this podcast tonight. But I have to ask you, Tiger, you're playing Port K, and Port K. Yep. Your record against Port K is 0-2. You've lost both games against them in the season. Isn't this a little worrying?
What I have to say about that is each game that we played them, we've gotten closer to beating them. The last game, it actually went to the only overtime this season. So it was basically a coin flip from there. You score first, you make the XP, And it was a really close game. I think it was a good game. We built a lot from that game, and we kind of figured out what their game plan is, I believe. And I think we'll kind of go on with that in the United Bowl. We'll see how we do.
Also, one of my viewers in my chat just said, Sirs, some people out there have described your managing style as reckless or rambunctious. Do you care to have any comment on that?
I disagree.
Any explanation?
Control chaos.
I mean, it really all depends on who's saying that. Probably like Boone or
Anonymous.
It's like, it's not a good source,
Anonymous. It's one of my viewers. Either way, sorry, Tiger, as you were saying. Tiger?
Tiger's a little frozen.
Alright, yeah, oh my god.
We're all dying.
This is by far the most cuffed podcast I've ever had to do. This is definitely the most cuffed one. Tiger, are you with us? Are you still with us? All right, Tiger's. Tiger.
There he is. He's looking good.
Tiger, can you?
R.I.P. the god.
Tiger, can you disconnect from your neighbor's Wi-Fi and put on your actual Wi-Fi?
Okay. I'm sorry. No, we're good.
All right, are you on your neighbor's Wi-Fi? Can you please
we good. We out here.
Okay, fucking stolen laptop, neighbor's Wi-Fi. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so like I was saying, I was giving Dinch a lot of credit for him playing really better during the second half of the season, and he really stepped up on offense, being probably our best wide receiver that we have on the team, and he really stepped on the defense. There's not much I can really say about Ditro. I mean, everybody would kind of doubted Ditro.
Yeah, like I've said, your team has had slumps, but also very good high points.
And, you know, sometimes he can kind of psych himself out. Sometimes we kind of had the group like get him back up together and, you know, put his spirits better and stuff like that. But I think he played really well too. So I think overall I'm pretty impressed with how we collected ourselves together. So I think at the beginning of the season, they said we couldn't stick together, and well, we're here, baby. We're here. It's like fucking every time they say the Patriots are gonna go down, every season. But
you know, like, I gotta give it to you, Tiger. Like before, like 6 weeks. Honestly, Tiger, I didn't get half of that because your connection is absolutely fucking AIDS. But either way, like I gotta say, Tiger, like 6 weeks ago, you know, I did give you your share fair criticism of the team you drafted. Actually, no, I did not. I actually praised you. And Tiger, you did pretty well. Like, you know, your team came through. You're in the UB, and Varrock and the YMC are not. You've made it in. So let's forecast a little bit in the future. What are you gonna like? How is your team feeling now after coming off of a win, clutching the playoffs? You're gonna be playing the Port K now. How's the morale at the team camp?
Pretty high, honestly. We thought, you know, honestly, coming into this week that Varrock could knock off Port Hazard. As well as they've been playing, they won the past 2 games, and Charnos was looking a lot better, and the team overall was kind of clicking. So we thought for sure we'd actually play a playing game against Varrock. So when we saw that Badiak lost their game, obviously whoever would win this game would be going to the United Bowl. We kind of were like, oh shit, this is our chance to, you know, just kind of put this away. And you know, I gave a little bit of a speech before the game, you know, trying to hype everybody up, which worked.
Tiger, really? Like I cannot imagine like Tiger, you like, you know, like being that kind of, honestly, yeah, like Tiger, from your team, like all we talk about is Detro and Dash, like offense, Detro and Dash, defense, Detro and Dash, everything Detro and Dash. What about you, Tiger? Actually, I feel like there's a lot of good things what you've done for your team, Tiger.
You know, I try to kind of, during the games, we can get a little bit, you know, rambunctious. I guess not rambunctious is the word, but a little, what's the word, nervous about how the game is heading. But you just I usually tell them to put their foot on the gas and try to keep them from, you know, keep scoring, keep getting defensive stops. Even during the game when Badiak got his interception on Dinch, I said, you know what, guys, this game is not over. They can just turn us over twice. We don't score before the half. They can definitely come back and beat us. So, you know, during the game, I'm just kind of there to just kind of lead and direct.
Yeah. So I feel like you're like the morale.
Also, you know, on the subject of giving people kind of more credit than they deserve, or the credit they're due, I guess. They should get more credit. Luke played a really good game.
Yeah, that's true.
Mobile. So he played really good on defense, and so I'm really proud of him for stepping up.
You're not gonna cry now, are you, Tiger? You're not gonna cry now. Oh, he's crying. Oh, Badiak, why don't you say a few words to just calm him down a little bit? Because you're very good with words, Badiak. Thank you, Badiak. Go ahead, Tiger.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. Just besides that, the game was good. We kind of played the game we wanted to play. We just kind of kept our foot on the pedal, kept scoring. I think we got turned over once, but at that point it was kind of almost out of reach. So, you know, and I got to give my team props for kind of keeping it together and keeping each other up. Like I said at the beginning of the season, people thought we would implode it like mid-game where we'd start yelling at refs, but everybody kept their cool. Dench kept his cool. Ditro kept his cool. Luke kept his cool. And, you know, Caleb kept his cool too, so I think we're all good. So, yeah.
Very good words.
Good season.
Very good season. I like it. I feel like your team has definitely developed a lot, like individually and also as a team. Honestly, I would like to see your team stick together next season as well, but it doesn't sound like you will be early next season. It sounds like you're. It sounds like you won't be in.
I wanted to kind of I owned this season just so we can get RFL up and started, and
And it has.
my obligation to
And
do
it has.
that.
Tiger, I gotta say, like, as part of the podcast, we'd like to thank you for your services and for running a team in RFL's first season. Can we all salute Tiger, like, in the podcast? Just salute, everyone salute.
Salute.
Thank you, thank you, Tiger, for your services. You have been crucial in reviving the RFL. And also, can I say to all the stupid fucks in my viewers, in my chat, who's saying that, I don't know who the fuck Zuchini is. I don't know who that is. Please stop using that word. I don't know who the fuck that is. All right, moving on.
Badiak. Yeah.
Huh?
It's Badiak.
Badiak is my co-host.
Obviously.
What about Badiak?
Right.
I decided that after my losses, being a man was no longer for me, and I had to live the e-girl life. So.
I
Right.
fucking knew it.
Hold on.
I knew it all.
Badiak, are you changing? No, you cannot change the name
Wait,
Badiak.
reverse hand mode?
Dude,
Yes.
Badiak.
Badiak actually reverse trans surgery.
Very
Okay.
impressive, by the way.
I gotta say, Badiak, like whatever surgeon you use,
That's for
whatever surgeon you use, like they did a very good job.
Poggers. It's the fat poggers, bro. Okay.
All right, now guys, let's talk about a few of the awards of the RFL, right? First of all, the MVP of the season. Who is the MVP of the season? The three contenders being Sharnos, Detro, and Darklink.
Sharnos.
Cersei's Sharnos. What about you, Tiger?
I say dark.
Dark. Olaf.
And my heart said Sharnos, but
Your
Leo-
brain?
No one
Oh.
really expected Leo to step up like that, to be quite honest. And I'm gonna say Leo,
That-
probably.
That.
Because everyone expected Sharnos to do good. Like, no one expected
And he did
Leo
do
to fucking
good.
pop off like
Yeah, and Sharnos did do good, but I gotta say, hold on, my mom's in the room.
Sharnos did great. Like, don't get me wrong. But no one expected that out of Leo this season.
No, and which is why I think you should be MVP. As you
Yeah.
know, nobody really expected Leo to do that. People kind of expected Sharnos to be who he is as a good player, as good, as great as Leo is. I think he really step up, and as a quarterback, he's really calm and cool and collective, and kind of stepped up in that role. It could have been Barone QBing, but he took the reins of that, and he really showed, and he led his team to 5-1. And as great as
Hold on,
the
sorry.
stats were for
Hold it. Never mind.
Sharnos,
Go ahead.
His team, I guess, around him couldn't help pick him up, and that kind of sucks. But I really think he was probably should have been MVP had he made the playoffs. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
And also Ditro also deserves a little bit of credit and consideration for kind of sticking in there, getting just as much offensive stats as
True.
Leo and playing good defense and leading
True.
his team to the playoffs. So
But I also have to say, like, if it came down to Detro and Leo, personally, I would give it to Leo because out of the two times these two teams have faced off, right? They both have been the quarterbacks, and Dark did come away with both those games with victory. So for me, I'd have to give it to Dark. But at the same time, Sharnos had hard carried that team pretty fucking hard. Right, Sharnos was hard carrying that fucking team really fucking badly.
I agree. I agree.
Well, it'll be interesting because I really can't tell who's gonna win. But from talking to everybody, it sounds like people have either been voting for Sharnos or Dark.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
No one has really mentioned Dietrich, which I think is kind of unfair because I gotta say, like, Dietrich has been he's been definitely like an A-grade player for the season, right? But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes down.
I think he'll use that, to kind of fuel himself up for the UB. I hope he really does.
Can you clarify what you
Haven't
mean, like?
fucking voted yet, dude.
People are kind of doubting him, and people are just kind of disrespecting him in that sense. They don't even talk about him when it comes to the MVP race. But I hope he goes out there and proves that he could have been, he could be the MVP of this league. So.
We'll see.
And that no better way to do it than against, Leo, the opposing quarterback too. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, offensive MVP. Any
That'll
clear
be Sharnos.
Sharnos. Defensive MVP.
think it'll be Sharno.
Sharnos again? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by that logic, you would think he would win MVP. I do look at I look at team records. I really do, and I really feel bad. I would have given it to Sharnos. Had he
last game gone differently, I think Liam would have been in contention for that defensive.
Yes.
MVP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Dark Liam is in contention. He's one of the shortlisted players for the defensive MVP. Am I not
Yeah, it's just
wrong?
the way that last game went. I can't see him winning it. You know.
True. Now, guys, it's a section of the show where we can just talk about the league in general, and we're also going to have a little segment where we're going to talk about the Star Wars episode, the newest movie.
Why?
So first of all, the new Star Wars movie where Luke set the hologram to fight Ken. It was finally we were finally going to see Luke Skywalker against Kylo Ren, but he sent his fucking clone, and what the fuck was
an astral projection.
Right, but we were finally gonna see Kylo Ren against Luke, and we saw some jack shit, and he died.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's part of the show, right?
That's like talking about.
Okay, sorry, I'm just kidding. Sorry, okay. All right, continue with the RFL. Now listen, one thing to touch back on again is that next season, who do you guys think are going to be the owners for next season? Well, first start, we're probably going to have 5 teams. Am I right? Tiger, you're the only council member here. It's going to be 5 teams to 6 teams.
I think 5 teams is a good amount, and I think so, yeah.
Well, has it been decided yet?
No, it has not been decided, but it's going to be 95% 5 teams.
Mm-hmm. Who are the owners going to be? Because if you're not going to be owning... it sounds like Sirs, Sharnos, and A-Raj are definitely going to be the owners, correct?
You would think so. Yeah. I'm just looking at the list right now. I see a couple candidates, really good candidates. Sharnos, Sirs, and A-Raj. I guess they all deserve it. Badiak, he says he's just throwing himself in. I don't know if he's really wanting to own. I think he might just be, if nobody else will, I will kind of scenario. And Paco the same way. Ditro says he wants to own. That's a strong candidate. Like I said...
Paco, hold on, wait. Did I hear Paco?
Paco says he wants to own, yeah.
Okay, wait, but you cannot be serious. You cannot let Paco own. I mean, sorry, but...
No,
it
said
would be the worst thing in the world.
No, it would be the worst thing in the world. It would be...
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, 100% would...
Always been a good owner.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is...
Paco's been a good owner.
Yes, but...
As far as activity goes,
I think he's a good, team player, but not an owner. I don't think he's,
Well, how long has it been since he's owned?
a long time.
It's been
maybe he has an idea
6
that...
seasons.
I feel like there are better owners in the pool than Paco, like Burn.
Well,
or
Burns a good. I mean, they're all from the list I see, they're all pretty good, decent owners. I would think they would be. Sock is kind of questionable to me because you don't know the activity of Sock, but I say if Sock co-owns with somebody, I think he'd be fine. See, Barone wants to own again. That's always exciting to get Barone in the pot and bring back the Leetta Lions.
That would be good. A big brand coming back out. Now listen.
Burn would be a good
well, let's talk about Burnator 88 as an owner quickly, right? So it sounds like Burn. Well, it's not confirmed yet, but Burn already has a team name. Does anyone remember what it is? It's Damn.
Nick Ferguson's, bro.
Is that no? Hold on. What is his team name?
Dude, I don't know. I really don't know
about that, to be honest.
Anyway, Burn as an owner,
he really wants to own.
Yeah, Burn pretty much really wants to own, and apparently he might be signing Joey Ferguson as well. His brother is gonna be the Ferguson duo running the team. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
And I'll explain why. I think Joey kind of needs to go off on his own and kind of get away from his brother's shadow.
I agree.
Joey said he wasn't gonna play anymore, because of the new job.
Wait, okay. Whoa.
Well, I don't know about that. You know, people
know
always
if
say
He'll
that's
come back. Yeah, he'll come back. It
then
happens.
they'll come back.
The-
He
Yeah.
said that the last game. He literally said that their last game.
You know, RFL is like crack cocaine. Like they always say, "Oh, I gotta stop the RFL. I gotta leave. Just give it 2 weeks. We'll see you again." You know, like they'll be back. Trust me. No one really
You know,
quits
there
crack
was-
cocaine.
You know,
I
he might
quit,
have
I
time
quit
during the
crack
summer,
cocaine
too.
for a long time.
Yeah, sir. Just give it some time.
Oh,
You'll be
okay.
back.
I did come back.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay, anyways.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Moving on.
Joey. You know, like I said, I think Joey should just get out of the shadow of Burn and just kind of be on a team where he'll get playing time on both defense and offense. Not knowing who the team owners are, but you know, a team that on paper wouldn't look great. I don't know if Joey will be drafted at all, just because you know it's Joey and he has room for improvement. So he can kind of, from there, he can go on free agency and kind of pick a team that would look kind of softer and kind of, you know, needs more players. And I think he'd get more playing time on there. I think that really be good for him.
I
if he
agree.
plans on playing.
I agree. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes that Olaf and Joey have always been like kind of like the same area, like in the same category. And the difference is that Joey joined a pretty like star-studded team, so he did not get as much time to develop as a player. Whereas Olaf actually joined the team, which you know on paper they weren't star-studded, but
Right.
he started like every single game and he got a lot of time in. And, you know, I feel like Olaf has made a big improvement this season. He really has. I think that's what Joey needs to do. Like, I agree with you. He needs to go on his own path, talk with another team owner, so he can get, like, a lot of time to, like, develop him as an individual, as a player, before he joins a team like Varrock again.
Yeah. He just kind of gets need away from Varrock, the Varrock stench, and just kind of go off on his own and kind of prove, you know, be on teams with different people too. You know, see how he works well with different people. He's just been in the same system with Varrock for multiple
For a
seasons.
long time, for a long
You know,
time.
have somebody like you know Nitro or you know Dark, just for instance, the QBs on the other teams, and you know people like Badiak. Just play with people like that and see how good he is alongside those people, and then you can really gauge. How
Right,
good
let's move on
he
from
is.
Joey. Let's move on from Joey. So, continue with the team owner talk. Now, let's talk about the council, right? It's been Sharnos, Tiger, Luke, and Badiak. Is there going to be any change to the council? Sirs, what do you think? Do you think there should be any change to the council?
No.
I don't think so. I think there's not anybody that really has stepped up and been like, "Hey, can I be on council?" You know what I mean?
Right.
I think we're just kind of at a point
PA
where
rep, man.
a PA rep. I agree. There should be a PA rep.
Hashtag
and
PA rep.
We've been kind of discussing that. We've been discussing amongst other things like you know.
Mhm. Well, it'll come in due time, right? It'll come in
stuff
due
like
time.
that. Yeah.
You just got to give
Right.
some time.
Right.
Can you give us a
Does it
hint
feel
on what
like-
else you've been discussing, Tiger?
It was a feeling out, you know, season. So a PA rep, I don't think was really needed. What did you say, sirs? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just gonna ask if you could give the viewers a chance to see what the council's been brewing up.
So what's going to
Well,
be
a
done
small-
different
a
this season?
small
So
hint.
yeah, Tiger, like coming this season, right? Apart from 5 teams, what else is the council planning to do this season? Let's talk about grades. Grades now can finally be implemented based on the first season. Who?
You know,
Go on.
I almost think that player grades. I'm not a fan. Not after this season. After this season, it feels like a lot of teams were even just from the draft.
It was even. I
think
do
that was-
agree.
So I don't think player grades are necessarily even needed per se. Like if we're doing the same thing we did last season with the draft and half free agency, the players that are going to want to be, you know, or that are like high tier are going to be drafted first anyway. So, and then the lower tier players are going to just sign a free agency. So I don't think player grades are that big of a deal personally. I'd have to talk to council and see what everybody else in the league thinks as well. But
you should do that, yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the player grades, but I'm certainly if I'm here to listen to it. So,
Right,
I don't know, sirs. Olaf, what do you?
Well, let me play it. Let me give you the other perspective, right? I am a fan of the player grades, but I can see how this season has definitely demonstrated that player grades was not needed, but it is only one season. The problem I forecast is that as seasons go along, as you start getting like the core A grade players, right? as you start getting like who's really good at the league, there will be at some points like it's not like crazy to like think that all these like the top echelon players, they will all congregate at one team, and when that happens, it becomes very uncompetitive. The season becomes very uncompetitive, and it goes against like the competitive nature of RFL. This season, I agree, it was very competitive, and that's why everyone loved it. Every single team.
I think the only reason it was so competitive is because we only had 4 teams. Like, you really only had 4 teams to do.
That is true, actually. That is actually true.
If you have like 5 or 6 teams, it's gonna be like
much more spread out.
Easier to do that.
Actually, Olaf has a very good point. You know, like, yeah, as the teams start getting spread out, like the players start getting spread out, it gets much easier to get maybe just like that one extra A-grade player on a team would just make the whole difference.
Yeah.
I'm all for getting rid of stacked teams.
Thank you, Badiak.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro.
Thanks, that there wasn't necessarily a very stacked team this season. You look at it was pretty close down to the end.
Yeah.
Well, this is more about forecasting because it's gonna happen. It's like we've seen this happen in the past as well.
I mean, it happens with grades too. Like there'll be stacked teams when there's grades too.
Well, I feel like stack only happens with grades when what is it?
I think people value
when
grades,
like there's a breakout
and
player that no one knows about.
Yeah, I mean, people break out, and that's just what makes them break a team that to be called stacked. So, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like this conversation is an interesting one to have in the future. What else do you guys have planned for the next season? We have like 5 to 10 minutes left in the show, so let's start wrapping things up.
Yeah. Going over the rule book like we did this previous season.
Yeah, 4v4. Talk about that, Tiger, if you don't mind.
3v3.
What are you talking about, like 4v4?
Like,
what
let's
does
try
that
to
mean?
keep the games 4v4.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all up to the. Honestly, that's
Holy
all up
fuck!
to the
We have no
players.
20 viewers.
Oh yeah.
All right, continue. Sorry, go ahead.
All me. It was all me, dude.
I blame the clickbait.
Oh, sure. But like I said before, I think
Olaf's cat.
I mean, as it really takes the players to invest themselves into coming in the games to be able to play 4v4s. With more spread out rosters next season with 5 teams, you're gonna have less roster space, I would assume. So, we might be seeing a couple 3v3s. There's not much you can do about that because, there is just a limited amount of people per team. 5v5. Somebody said 5v5.
Yeah, that's a joke. Like I've had like 5v5s are so stupid, man. I did not like 5v5s at all.
Yeah, that's why League of Legends is a shit game.
Right.
That is true. Yeah, that is very true. Badiak has a lot of good points in this podcast. It's like he never left the show.
Exactly. I mean, I had to leave to get the transition, but then we came back.
I already like this Badiak. This Badiak puts more insight.
Let's. You know what? I think this is Badiak. Like, why don't you? I like the post of Badiak, the female Badiak. Sorry, go ahead, Tiger.
Badiaka. I don't know. Like I said, it's up to the people to show up to make it a 4v4. There's not much you can do to enforce that. It's always been the case.
Well, if the roster is set at 5, I'm being devil's advocate here. The roster's set at 5, and all players show on both teams. That's good for activity. And I think the option should be there for 5v5.
If both teams agree to 5v5, I would be okay.
That would be a smarter way to
but so hold on. So are we gonna enable 5v5s?
It'd be talked about.
Okay, so if it is.
Okay,
I mean, like, if the people want it, listen, I'm a people's man, right? If the people want 5v5s, have 5v5s. Personally, me, I've never been a fan of it.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
It doesn't,
as a referee, it's very hard to track a 5v5.
Yeah, that's true.
You just have to have maybe 4 reps.
And then that's like so many players already in the field, like 14 players on the field. It's like it becomes such a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's true.
If the reps stand on top of each other, though.
But you never do that. You didn't do that. The gaming reps,
Because there wasn't any reason to, and I was trying to cam.
Yeah, but you're supposed to sit on me.
Okay. Okay, like this is PG-13. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry, I shouldn't have played devil's advocate.
Right. No, I liked it. I liked it.
No, you're
Sirs.
fine.
No, it's fine. No, it's
So, what else do we see happen this season? Like, anyone else have anything interesting that's gonna happen this season?
Probably changing the rule book. Looking back at the tiebreaker kind of scenario that we had this season, the controversy.
Go on,
of that,
Olaf.
so.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
For Tiger.
Mhm.
What in the absolute living of fuck happened to the most improved race?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that. What happened to the most improved player in the awards?
I don't really know. I think everybody really improved this season. It seemed like I really don't know. There was a lot of people that improved, and
I
it
feel
was
like there's
different.
a lot
It was
more.
different to really
One
engage
more than another.
the performance of old school to RS3 because you could really weed out the people that improved. But we're completely moving into like a different kind of RuneScape to play, and defense was really kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
This season. So next season it'll probably make a return just so that we can look back on the stats this previous season and kind of gauge it from there. We haven't played quite some time, so
That does make sense.
and we played on RuneScape 3, so
Oh man,
yeah.
I like us. I saw a screenshot of us playing on RS3 like 4 years ago. Just looking at the screenshots gave me like a headache because of all the UI stuff that was in there, all the graphics that's changed. It just gave me a headache. I'm so happy that we're
Yeah.
playing in OSRS. That was such a good idea.
Yeah. It was.
One of the last few things I want to say on the show is an update on our on the XRFL. I know
No, we
Badiak
don't need any updates about
well,
that. Nobody needs any updates.
I know you and Badiak hate talking about the XRFL because of Chavray, but I would still like to know, as like the podcast host, that does anyone have any idea what's going on with that side of the dark side? Does anyone have any idea what's gonna happen? What's going on the dark side?
Well,
Yeah.
Chavray's
It's a
no longer
literal
my
meme.
best friend.
Hold on, let Olaf.
Yeah, bruh.
Let Olaf talk. Olaf.
Okay, so like a week and a half ago, Shav was on RuneScape, came into a scrim, thinking he was gonna get to play, and then we kicked him because we didn't want him to be there. And then he messaged like everyone in the league, and he's like, "I'm not your friend anymore. You didn't stick up for me. Blah blah blah. I'm not doing this XRFL league anymore."
Wait, XRFL is done.
Yeah,
Wait, so
Bro, it never even started.
it was this close, dude.
no. Well, can we have a moment's silence for the XRFL?
S.
All right, let's beginning 3, 2,
That was
1.
a way too long of a moment.
S.
Couldn't agree more, Badiak.
There we go. Keep spitting on this.
All right, stop. All right, anyway, continuing on. Right, so XRFL looks like it's died out. I think around this time, I think it's time for the.
Whoa, UB predictions.
Yes,
Hello.
of course. Finally, to finish off the show, the United
Yeah.
Bowl predictions. Tiger, I'm not gonna ask you for your prediction, but instead, before we all vote who's gonna win, Tiger, how do you feel for this United Bowl? How do you feel going into it, and
pumped.
how badly do you guys want it? Because you're going against, by far, the highest performing team of the league, Port Yazars. They're 2 wins above you guys, 5-1.
Yeah, doesn't matter at this point. The regular season was the regular season. It's a whole new game. We climbed back, like I said before. We kind of got closer to beating them every time. I think this will be the time. I think we're ready, and
Wow.
United Bull Dinch is different from regular season.
That is
They'll
true.
step it
That
up.
is true. That's one thing I want to say.
Dintro will step it up, and I think we'll all step it up. I know Luke wants to win again, so I
True.
think we'll be.
Dieter and Dench definitely do have like this prowess of always being the United Bowl, right? This could be the third one together. I see that. All right, let's continue. Let's get the predictions going. Olaf, who's gonna win the United Bowl? The 49ers or the Lovakenge? Sorry, Lovakenge or Port Yazards? I swear to God, if you say both of them,
No. I'm
Will
going.
it be
with
an offensive and a defensive game?
don't say that shit. Just say one
I'm
team's
going
name.
with PK, man.
Oh shit! Oh shit! It's the PK. They call us PK by Olaf. Why do you say PK?
I doubted him all season, and now like
That is true.
I can't continue to doubt him. Dude.
A lot of people have come on this podcast over the last 6 weeks, and we've all doubted PK, and they've went past and exceeded our expectations. I gotta say. All right, sirs, how about you? Port Hazard or Lovakenge?
Port Kazard.
Wow. How come, sirs? You don't believe in the Lovakenge?
I do. In fact, I witnessed it firsthand. But I've always believed in Port K. My mate CJH.
Mm-hmm.
My mate Leo Chase Warm Embrace. My mate
Can't forget A-Rod.
Raj.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is A-Raj. So I believe that he's made a strong team, and they're gonna win.
Wow. Badiak.
If you don't mind,
Lovakenge.
I have.
Sorry?
I was gonna say I have some things to read from my DMs, and that's a dick pic. Anyways, we got Caleb for
whoa.
QB from the DMs, and then we got to say that you think Port Hazard will win. CJH will have a good game.
Hold on, wait.
Alright.
It was a simple question.
What was the prediction?
I don't know. I really don't know.
She said Port Kazard.
Is it Port Hazards?
Okay.
I think Port Hazard's, yeah.
Alright, so Badiak is giving Port Hazard. Right. Now listen. When I vote, I go with my heart and my brain. My heart, like, I gotta say, Port Hazard won my heart. They really did. This season, Port Hazard has won my heart. But, my brain, I gotta doubt them again, man. I gotta doubt Port Hazard again. Cause I gotta think, like, Dieter and Dench, bro, like, they, like, when it comes, like, just like this season, they had their ups and downs, but when it came to when it matters, when the time mattered, they clinched it. They got it.
They're a good duo.
They are a great duo. They have a lot of experience.
Damn good duo.
I feel like when it matters, they show up, right? They always show up, and I think they're gonna show up again. Sure, they're 0-2 against Port K, but this, like, if Port K proves me wrong, all credit to them. But I'm going with Lovakenge. Lovakenge has to, like, I see them winning this game. Dieter and Dench are gonna carry them. So the final predictions are, I believe you three voted for Port K and I voted for 69ers.
Yep.
That's right. Well, there you have it, folks. We have the UB predictions out. 3-1 to Port Hazards. Port Hazards 5-1. I can see why they got 3 votes. I would say they are definitely the favorites coming to this game. But at the same time, Lovakenge is not to be doubted at all. Lovakenge has a big stacked roster coming in. A lot of experience on the bench, on the field, everything. Caleb, Luke, Tiger, Detro, Dench against A-Raj, CJH, A-Oil, Barone, Dark. Very good. It's going to be a great United Bowl game. It's going to be a great game to finish the season off. So the game is going to be on Tuesday, am I correct?
Tuesday at 7 Eastern.
7:30 p.m. Does this mean Caleb will not be able to make it?
Probably not.
So,
But-
well, wow. So Caleb...
But
Star
But
QB. You
It's
guys
Caleb,
done.
so he could find a way. I believe in
Yeah, he
Caleb.
could.
Whoa. So, wow. One player already out for Lovakenge coming into the UB. One player already ruled out. Wow. This has to be a great blow. This has to be a big blow.
Star QB is out, boys.
This has to be a big blow. I mean, we'll see we'll see if he can make it or not. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode 6, season 1, the final episode of season 1, the RFL podcast. We still have not fixated on a name yet, but we will soon. But guys, thank you for staying with me throughout this whole season, throughout the last 2 months. It has been a great season for this podcast and the league. We've made it to 6 episodes. Whether or not this podcast will be continuing on next season, we'll see. We'll see. But until then, I hope you all tune in to the United Ball. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Chuck, are you going to be the camera for that?
I have no idea. I have no.
I think
Should
you should
I might
come-
commentate the
you should
game.
come and
I
camera.
might commentate the game. I might not. We'll see.
Just commentate. the
Actually,
game.
yeah, of course I'm gonna commentate. I have nothing else going on in life.
Don't-
Of course I'm gonna fucking commentate that shitty game. I have no fucking. My life fucking sucks. What else am I gonna do on Tuesday night? Yeah. So, we'll see everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this podcast, and you guys are what makes this stream and podcast so good. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all, and like, stay in school, don't do drugs and all that bullshit.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah?
we're not doing drugs?
It's a good time to end it now.
Yeah. I think. Any final words, sirs? Any final words?
I
Look
think
at
that
Olaf,
this is
bro.
it.
Olaf, you're on stream.
I think this is it.
This stream's gonna be banned, bro. Monka S.
This is actually ban worthy. Like, bro, you're gonna get me fucking banned. All right,
Okay.
sir. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let's Sirs finish him. Finish. Sorry, Sirs.
Sorry.
Last
Nobody
words.
said drugs, dude. Sorry.
It's just been a really good season for the RFL. I'm looking forward to next season.
Hell yeah.
Sirs, I know you've been a little down. You mentioned to me about how the whole season ended. But, Sirs, I feel like the one song I sent you, you'll never walk alone. You never will walk alone, bro. You'll continue the
Tip
YMCA
my hat
tradition.
to Sirs for stepping up too. I'm tipping my hat if I had a hat on.
Tiger
I'm
Eye,
tipping it to you.
Tiger Eye, any last words?
No, thanks RFL for having a good season. Thanks for everyone for being active. Blah, blah, blah.
Olaf? Where'd he go? Olaf, any final words?
Good luck, PK. Good luck, Low King. Good game.
And finally, Badiak, thank you so much for thank you so
Thank
much.
you back.
Any final words, Badiak?
We out of this shit.
Thank you, Badiak, for co-hosting with me for the last 6 weeks. I hope to see you again next season if the show does continue, if we do get the funding, and if we do get the ratings to continue on next season. This is your host of Season 1, Episode 6. Maybe the final episode ever. I'm not crying right now, but I love you all. I'm gonna end it right there.